Welcome back to IGN Live at San Diego Comic-Con 2018.
Whether it's in the form of comics, video games, or TV shows, there is never any lack of The Walking Dead. And joining us now, in the middle of their 4th season, is the cast of Fear the Walking Dead: Lenny James, Alycia, Debnam-Carey, Coleman Domingo, and Danae Garcia. I'm sorry, there's a lot of words up there.
She does that to people.
We're like, this is always kind of awkward because you're like in the middle. You're in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Like you kind of just push pause and then you show up and have to do the mental gymnastics of what not to spoil.
Yes.
Yeah.
The big cliffhanger though is Madison's dead. How are you guys doing?
Well, it's not a cliffhanger anymore. You just brought it out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not a spoiler anymore.
We're doing as good as a cast can do. You know, we had a huge, significant, not only Kim Dickens, but we also loved, you know, Frank Delane's character Nick as well in the same season. And I think we've been hanging with it and handling it with as much grace and love and camaraderie and humor. And still, even to the very end, Kim Dickens, up until episode 8, was really leading this show in such an extraordinary way, and really just welcoming in the new castmates for us to continue to make a good story.
And I think we're just trying to honor everything that they have done. I mean, what she created was like this beautiful empire in the apocalypse with, you know, the Clark family, you know, the OGs now, you call them, it's these two
The OGs.
beautiful. And we just want to honor what is being created. So I want them to look at it and say, yeah, I did that, you know.
Now,
Also because there's no real point in having those two major story points unless it's going to inform the story going forward, unless it's going to feed the story going forward, unless it's going to make the story going forward stronger. And that's down to us to, as Danae says, pay homage to the people that we've lost by moving forward in the strongest possible way.
Yeah.
Now, Morgan has made the jump from The Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead. How has his character changed, given the different circumstances?
Well, the fantastic thing about the journey is that he's still changing. He hasn't finished his kind of evolution yet. I don't even know where he's going to end up. And for an actor kind of being associated with the character for as long as I have, to still have unknowns about him is a gift. And I'm kind of relishing that gift at the moment.
So who do you think from the Fear cast would mesh well with from the Walking Dead cast, and like who would clash? Like who do you think would get along? Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's go for it. Battle of the Dead. I'm down for that question.
Who could win in a fight? I think Danae could kick Danae's backside.
Yeah, we got a
But
couple
I'm not
denies.
saying
Yeah.
which way around.
Oh, that was the
good.
right answer there. I like that.
She's really good.
What do you guys think? Any other good?
Did you say something right?
Yeah, battles. Like who'd be good
No, I feel like
matchups?
you're the only one that knows both worlds.
Yeah.
I think it would be a fair fight. I wouldn't put money on it in either direction myself.
Okay. All right. I like that.
It's funny that we have the same name.
I know.
It's really weird,
And
and
it's
we
a
come
very,
from
like,
different
cool
places in the
name, yeah.
world.
There you
It's
go.
like very cool.
Yeah.
No, Fear has very much found its own voice and kind of identity, but at the same time, you just finally crossed over. And this is the age of crossovers and multiverses and all that. Do you think we're going to see more stuff like that down the road?
I think it would be kind of cool, actually.
would be cool,
I think we
yeah.
even touched on it a little bit in like last season when Strand was talking to the astronaut. I feel like the idea of like knowing what's happening globally is very interesting. I think I would like to see offshoots, who knows, in Japan or, you know.
Yeah, that'd be
or I think it'd be
fun.
kind of cool, Argentina. How did they
Yes.
deal with it? You know, what happened to some other island nations like Australia? They just shut it down. They were like, you know what, whatever's
They're
going
like, we're
on in the
good
rest of the
over
we're
here.
good. Is that what Australia would
Let's
do?
go to
Yeah, that's
Australia.
where I'm going if it ever happens. Honestly. But I mean, you know, when we originally started this, it was told, no way, we're not going to have a crossover. It's
Right.
not going to happen. And so here we are 4 years later, and it's happened. So I think there's definitely more possibility of characters crossing over, and you know.
We're gonna become like the new Marvel movies, you know, like they have the Infinity.
Yeah.
What's it called? Infinity
Infinity War.
Infinity War. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're all over.
I mean,
It's
people love
great.
to like keep track of all these different threads, and it
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
There was an episode in season 3 which was all in Spanish. I think it was Daniel's
Ruben's days,
episode,
yeah.
and I thought, well, that's a fantastic idea. Why don't you spin it off and do a whole kind of Spanish language version of the apocalypse? Because this is a universal apocalypse, so it's happening all over the world. And like Coleman was saying, you could be Japan, could be, you know, in a Latin American country, could be anywhere in the world. Could be in England.
If you each had to pick one, where would you take it? Where would you?
Funny.
What part of the world would you end?
Yeah.
Which part of the world?
What part of the world?
Like,
I
you
would
could
go
make
to the
a-
Caribbean.
Oh,
I would go to the West Indies.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
we were
fun.
talking
Go to
about
the
going
West
to
Indies.
Miami. Remember?
Ooh, a Miami Walking Dead.
Remember we were
Yeah,
talking
that'd
about
be
going
cool.
to
That'd be weird though, because there'd be like so much plastic like
There'd be like a lot of
hanging
plastic
out,
surgery.
possibly. I don't know. Not really good either.
Maybe that's not such a good idea, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people have been talking about how, there's just like so much newness, new showrunners, new title sequence. Did it feel different to you guys at all, or not really?
yeah.
I don't
Oh
know.
yes, of course, of course.
Elaborate, please. Yeah, go down the line.
Well, a
here.
new state too,
Yeah.
new country.
Yeah, we were talking about, what's unique with our show is that we've gone to many different countries. It's not usual for a show. You usually stick in one place for a couple of years, however long the show runs. But we've done LA, Vancouver, Mexico, and now in Texas. And like, it's created a whole different atmosphere, aesthetic, dialogue even, costumes. It changes a lot about not just our, the environment, but the characters. And so
You have to constantly do some resets.
Yeah.
We constantly have to reset, like, okay, what are we doing now? And how are we doing it? Even like the look of the show, because even this season we're doing mostly, a locked off camera, and we're letting the storytelling just sort of play out in its own breath. And it's very different than what we were doing before. I was like, there's no big steady cam shots and sweeping, drone shots. Every so often we do something like that, but it's really a different kind of storytelling. That the writers this year, they wanted to honor the fact that we're telling the story in Texas and, looking at the landscape and looking at isolation.
And I mean, it is nice finally that it was hard, I think, for the first half of the season because we still had Kim and Frank around, and for us that was, our original cast. And once, once we started the second half, it felt like, okay, now we can move forward with this new group and really solidify a new family. And that was a clear-cut change, but I think it was great for all of us because we could finally bond properly.
And I think there was a kind of weird but useful dynamic that was happening because the story was about a group of individuals trying to find community, and we as a group of actors we were
looking for
all
that
coming in
community.
a different way, trying to find our community, our working community, our social kind of community.
And it all
that
started in
kind of-
Terry Black's.
It all started with Terry Black's
All
Coleman
barbecue.
Dominguez idea.
It kind of,
ribs.
it kind
Let's
of
go
fed
Terry
itself,
Black
and-
style.
Yeah, and we did. We
Yeah.
formed a family over barbecue.
Well, very compelling show. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. And Comic-Con's only just getting started. We're all amped, right? Yay! Coming up next, we're on the hunt for details about the Predator. Don't move a muscle. The Predator might see you.